I'm happy to bring it full circle now with DigitX. As I said, the youngest of our babies here. We started out with the DigitX Innovation Hub only in January 2025. From the beginning, we had focused on three strategic innovation themes, which basically relate to the three functions where digitalizations are used in a textile or fashion enterprise: the digital product creation function, the production or manufacturing function, and the supply chain function. And all three of them are very, very heavily impacted by digitalization. Many technologies disrupting these three functions in the enterprise. And we believe it is really important for experts in the industry to know about them, to know about technologies as they come to market, to know about the innovation trends, also more broadly understanding what digitalization or data-driven decision-making in a company means. And that's why really the DigitX Innovation Hub was launched. And also here we have a planning for the first half of 2026. So after a bit of an onboarding process of hopefully a good number of additional subscribers, we will start out in late January with our first learning webinar. And then you see that there are a whole series of these learning webinars throughout the months, usually 2 per month. And you can also see with the subtitles that we're usually circulating among those three broad topics: digital product creation, digital production, and digital supply chain. Also for DigitX, we're planning a strategy paper and therefore have 2 strategy co-creation sessions, and then the annual conference of the Textile ETP in late May in Amsterdam will be focusing on digitalization, and there we will present this strategy paper to the public. So also here, quite a nice and packed program. So talking about the strategy co-creation and the funding opportunity, so very similar in logic as the other two. We see that digital capacities in those business functions are becoming more and more critical for competitiveness, especially the virtualization and the data-driven decision-making is something that every company needs to adopt. And there are also regulations in these areas that impact technologies or impact company strategies, whether these are eco-design and the related DPP, new reporting requirements, and other regulations that drive, let's say, digitalization from a compliance point of view. And then there are market drivers for digitalization as well. More value created by being very fast and very precise to market rather than being very cheap to market. So agile, on-demand, local production strategies underpinned by AI, by digital processing technologies, and increasingly also by automation, robotics, are clearly a very interesting opportunity. And there's also here a need to push for the EU to close what is often seen now as a kind of a digital gap that Europe has between with other major economies such as the US and China. So there's a lot of EU regulation there as well in terms of all programs such as the policies on digital data spaces, the apply AI strategies and others. So, and here we want to link to that in our strategy paper. So in the same way as the other innovation hubs, we will build this paper in a co-creation exercise. So the subscribers in the DigitX Hub will be asked to contribute and will also be able to provide success cases that will be highlighted in those strategy papers. So it's also a visibility tool for you to be part of a document which we believe will have quite some visibility, will establish also DigitX and the other 2 innovation hubs as some kind of thought leaders in this domain, at least in Europe. It will also help us to reach out to both to EU program managers of programs such as Horizon Europe or Digital Europe, but also work with other networks and other organizations that are active in the digital world, whether that's the the ADRA joint undertaking, or the EIT Digital, and other networks that really focus on digitalization. So we want to make sure that the textile and fashion sector are really part of that debate on digitalization and digital innovation.